Peace. Yeah, another elder passed away. You know, one of my good friend's mother a couple of weeks ago. Now one of my dad's close mates, well, friend, yesterday. You know, and like his closest mate, about 6 months before that. And this one that died yesterday was the other one that passed away 6 months ago, his brother. You know, these are the guys that my dad used to stay with when he first came over from Jamaica to England in the 60s. You know, because that no one, you know, they just arrived, no one had any yards, so they all had to like rent rooms and like all packed together and like in rooms and stuff for the first part type thing. You know, so the unity was there, not like today. You know, it's like, remember back in the 90's, you used to be walking down the street. It didn't really matter what city you was in, really. You'd see another black guy walking down the street. 9 times out of 10, you'd look at each other and you'd be like, yeah, I mean, a little nod, recognition, you know, because it's another black person. That was it. You're on your way. There's still a little tie there. You know, in the 90's, 30 years on from the 60's. You know, my dad used to tell me in the 60's, man, it's like everyone was like, you know, like brothers and sisters and, you know, close. I suppose you got to be, haven't you? You just come from another country into an alien country and everyone's like blasting you with this strange racism, thinking that you're going to be welcomed with open arms to the mother country, England, and you get treated like ish, basically. No blacks, Irish or dogs were the signs, weren't there? That was on the doors. You know what I mean? No one wanted to like give us any time of day. You know, my dad he used to tell me all the time what it was like, even up until now, tells me stories, even in my middle age, stories that I didn't even know. Yeah, them guys had it hard, mate, trying to make our lives a little bit easier. Now you're walking down the street, you glance at someone, it's like instant beef. It's like, oh, yeah, look, bun. Oh, you look at me for? You know, it's like, yo, man, I'm just trying to say hello type thing. It's like, yo, keep your hair on. Yeah, times have changed, mate. Big time. Where did the love go? Huh? Man. I noticed it seeping away. Towards the late 90's, it was getting harder and harder. Just to recognise each other as a family, as the black family. Light skin, dark skin, browning, blue, black, doesn't matter. Black man's black man. I mean, black woman's black woman. All that shade crap is a joke to me. It's a joke. I mean, dark hating on light, light hating on dark. It's a joke to me, man. You know what I mean? The world doesn't care what shade you are. Everyone outside of us has a love-hate relationship with us. They love us. They love what we do, our swagger. You know what I mean? What we look like, how we rock things, how we start trends. No matter how ridiculous it is, like walking around with your trousers halfway down your ankles, and then everyone is all of a sudden cool. And then everyone does it. You know what I mean? If we can do anything, everybody copies us, man. Hell, everyone talks patois now. Near enough. All the youth, them. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you get me, and yeah, wagwan brethren, and rare. It's like, that's how we talk. You know what I mean? People other than us wasn't talking like that. Back in the 90's, you had your odd few. You know, the white guys that hanged around with the black guys, or the Asian man that hanged around with the black guys who you know, picked up our speech from being around us type thing. But other than that, no one was speaking like us. No one, you know, wanted to talk that talk. Now it's like pretty much standard. They call it urban now, innit? Urban. Yeah, man, that's Jamaican swagger. Jamaican patois. Everyone's talking now. You know what I mean? Other youths coming up to me, like nodding in the head, it's like, oh, go on, brethren. This is white man. You know what I mean? I find it funny, I do. I find it funny. You know what I mean? In the Middle Ages, you've been around the block a bit. You start to notice repeating patterns, don't you? You start to notice how times change in the twinkling of an eye as well. 20 years ago to me is like 2 years ago. I mean, everything's fresh still. You know what I mean? Now I'm bold, got grey everywhere. Hair starts to grow out, it's grey. You know what I mean? It's like, raw, man, where did the time go? But yeah, man, I remember back in the 90's, man, it was like we were starting to have a strong identity within the, you know, ourselves, the black community. We had our own way of dressing, man. We had the click suits. Remember the click suits? Yeah, man, all sorts of like different rainbow colours and everything. You know what I mean? Turning them up at the bottom, that type of thing with your troops or your Patrick Ewings. You know what I mean? Or your feelers, the different coloured champion trains, remember them? One yellow, one blue or whatever. Yeah, man, we had a little swagger, man. You know, going out to clubs. We weren't wearing no jeans and shirt. You know what I mean? We weren't drinking big bucket full of beer, pints and all that. Man used to get cussed for drinking pints. It's like, nah, man, what you drinking like that for, man? You know what I mean? It's like, where's your bottle? You know what I mean? To us, it was like more sophisticated. You know what I mean? Our little bottle of Guinness or whatever, or the 2020s back in the day. Yeah, man, fun times. And then the year 2000, man, it's like, in our little town anyway, sold off our little like hub where we used to congregate at the weekends, playing our music, you know, our reggae. We had nowhere else to go. So we were forced to like go to all the commercial units, you know, and mix. And like a couple of years down the line, before you know it, all the dress went. You know what I mean? Our click suits vanished. We're all there with the pints and all of that. It's like it all left. You know, starting to all the aggro now starting to like crack off. All the leeriness, taking up bad habits. You know, that weren't us. Everything changed, man. You know what I mean? You go anywhere now, it's pretty much the same. It's like, where did it all go? Yeah. Time. Unity, brotherhood. Sort of dissipating. You know what I mean? What are we going to do to get it back? That's the thing. Yeah, very, very different now. All these bad habits that we're picking up as a people, that we didn't used to do. You know what I mean? I ain't going to get into it, but I think you know what I mean. For the most part, man, it's like I've been watching all of this. You know what I mean? And all the youths being targeted specifically. I mean, I watched it all, man. Very strategic how the powers that be that did it. And I was like, yeah, man, this is going to be an absolute catastrophe 20 years down the line. Now look at it. It's like every day, man, like it's like you're living in a movie, isn't it? Ever so weird. It's like I went to the that's it. I'm starting to lose my track of thought now. I was trying to get at what I've been noticing about myself is all my dad's friends are starting to pass away. Like multiple, year in, year out. And I'm finding myself, I'm always the bearer of the bad news. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. So I think I'll let them know from other people from now on. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news anymore. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to like check on my food, man. I forgot it's on the bloody grill. Yeah, but anyway, it's my little talk for today. Peace.